last night in BC, hundreds of people, mostly racialized Canadians, came out to exercise their democratic rights to support the political party that they believed in.
Justin Trudeau's bad week. Hi, I'm Brian Lilley, political columnist with the Toronto Sun. Trudeau's bad week started on Monday when he went out on Victoria Day to take part in a ceremony marking the one-year anniversary of the announcement of 215 suspected unmarked graves at the Kamloops residential school. Trudeau wasn't met with warmth or hugs. He was met by jeers, by drumming, by people chanting. That was the greeting that he had. At one point, he even had to interrupt and tell people, look, you can be upset with me, but respect your elders who invited me. Not exactly a warm welcome for someone who says that his relationship with First Nations is his government's most important one. He's obviously dropped the ball here, and people in First Nations communities are expressing their anger. Now, speaking about anger, an over-the-top demonstration outside of a fundraiser Trudeau wanted to have in Surrey, British Columbia. Yes, there were people with nooses there. There were people shouting and chanting obscene things, but not like original media reports, no racial slurs, not that I could hear after listening to 2 hours of a live stream of the event. I don't get people showing up with nooses. I don't get people insulting the sexuality of the prime minister or calling him names or questioning his parentage. None of that makes any sense to me. But here's my message to liberals and others who find this stuff offensive. Where were you when this was happening to Stephen Harper, to Doug Ford? We've got people upset that Trudeau gets compared to a dictator, and yet the Toronto Star, the liberal Bible, publishes cartoons comparing Doug Ford, Ontario's Conservative Premier, to Kim Jong-un. You can't be upset at one side doing this if you're not upset at the other. I'm an equal opportunity person on this. I think it's beyond the pale. I call it out. We should all do the same. Yes, there's freedom of speech, but just because you have freedom of speech doesn't mean you should be an idiot. The people at this were an idiot. As for why Trudeau actually bowed out of the fundraiser, that's not clear. The man has faced down lots of things before. His father famously faced down people throwing bottles at him in 1968 at a Saint Jean-Baptiste parade. Trudeau shouldn't have walked out on this. He should have stared down the protesters and gone into the fundraiser and met with the people who paid $1,000 a head to be there. Finally, let me mention Trudeau's bad week when it comes to Canada soccer and their decision to invite the Iranian national team to play in Vancouver and pay them $400,000. Now, I'll grant this. Trudeau said he didn't like the idea. He said Canada Border Services agents may not let the Iranian team in. What he should have done is said that this was being canceled, that Canada Soccer gets a lot of money from the federal government, and that visas were needed and his government would not be providing them. That is what leadership looked like on this issue. You don't invite the national soccer team of a country that shot down a jet with more than 170 people, 55 Canadian citizens, 30 permanent residents, and call it a friendly match. You don't do that. He was right to oppose it, but he failed to show leadership in not canceling it himself and instead putting pressure on Canada Soccer to do the right thing. It took them too long. They eventually got there, but leadership from the Prime Minister was sorely lacking. Let me know what you think. Drop a comment down below. Share this on social media, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel.